Hello boys and girls, I hope you're all doing well. Today is a good day. Oh, by the way, today's the 24th of October 2016. Today's a good day. It's our anniversary. It's just over 4 months since we decided to take our sovereignty back. And they're at it again. Now the BBA have told us that the smaller banks are going to look to move their operations overseas, because they're scared that if we leave the single market, when we leave the single market, things are going to go really bad for them, because they haven't got this thing called a passport to let them through and not have any tariffs. If you look at things sensibly, how can I put this? They're basically saying that because we won't be a part of the single market, we will have tariffs. And that's all it is. It's just tariffs. It's just an extra percentage on top of whatever they're doing. Whatever trade they're doing, it's an extra tariff. And that's what they're complaining about. So first things first, what's more important, our sovereignty or our 5 or 10% tariff? That's the first thing. But I guess there's a few reasons why I'm doing this video. Number one, I wanted to celebrate that we've actually had 4 months, and so far we haven't had the market crash. Yes, the pound has gone down, but that's brought up exports. You notice that? Bad news, good news. One of my bosses always taught me that when I'm speaking to customers. You may give someone a bit of bad news, but then you give someone a good news. See, what you've got to realise is that the banks, the mass media, the governments, the MPs, they're always going to give you the worst case scenarios, because they're worried about themselves. They're not worried about you. You can't believe that the MPs are worried about you. If you're a Labour supporter, how can you believe that your MPs are worried about you? When they need an opposition in government, when the referendum first happened, I'll speak properly now, what happened? The Labour MP started to resign because they didn't like Jeremy Corbyn, even though he had a massive mandate to be there, but his MPs left. So how can you trust MPs? We all know that MPs lie. We all know that banks lie. We all know that companies lie. But yet we seem to believe everything they say. The EU at this present moment is in a really bad situation, really bad. I've told you loads of times they've got some mass unemployment. Their economies are trashed. Even the Deutsche Bank is in a really, really bad place. But let's look at the Bank of England right now. Very good place. Let's look at our economy at the moment. Pretty good. Let's look at our retail sales. Fantastic. Good. Let's look at our exports. They're at a hot. Let's look at unemployment. That's down. So our economy is not doing bad, is it really? And Europe's not doing so well. But yet they want to draw us back in. So they want to get rid of all that good news and then give us a lot of bad news. And how do they want to try and persuade you? They want to try and persuade you by the same thing, saying the same things that they said when we was having the EU referendum. If you leave, there will be World War III. If you leave, your economy is going to be trashed. If you leave, there's going to be mass unemployment. If you leave, oh well, you're screwed. Well, we're now 4 months. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 4 months in. And none of that's happened. I guess I'm asking that you don't listen to what they say, because it's all rubbish. All utter rubbish. We have taken back control over our borders for many reasons. We have taken control back of our sovereignty. Just that alone is worth a vote to leave the EU. We have taken back control of our lives, but yet they want to draw us back in. But you noticed who are trying to draw us back in. It's the likes of the SNP, the Liberal Democrats. I mean, liberals. What's a liberal? A liberal is a person that believes in someone else's point of view, their way of life. What's a Democrat? Someone who believes in the will of the people. But yet Nick Clegg and Tim Farron are neither. And Tim Farron is the leader of the Liberal Democrats, and Nick Clegg used to be. Let's look at Labour. It's supposed to be a really democratic party, right? Okay. So when their leader become the leader, Jeremy Corbyn, and had this big mandate to be the leader, what did the party do? What did the MPs do? They started to resign because they didn't want him as party leader. These are the parties that are supposed to be for the people that are actually going against the people right now. So why would you want to vote for any one of those parties? The SNP, now that's just a joke. You see, the Wicked Witch of the North wanted to leave the Union of the UK before we even thought about leaving the EU, which meant that she would have left the EU, right? Now she wants a new referendum on her independence because we're leaving the EU and we're going to be so-called hard Brexiting. These parties are not worth anything. At the moment, and I can't believe it because I've never voted for Conservative. The only party that's doing what the people have asked them to do is the Conservatives. Is that screwed up or what? The parties that are supposed to be there for me and you are going against us. And a party that's supposed to be just for business are not worried about Joe Bloggs. It's actually doing what the people have asked them to do. Makes you think, doesn't it? It truly, truly makes you think. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, we're 4 months in. Or no, 3, 4. We're 4 months in. And none of the stuff they said is going to happen has happened. The pound's gone down a bit, granted, but that's brought up our exports. So don't listen to anything they say. We're going to be fine. We're going to have a little bit of rough before the smooth. But after that, we'll have our sovereignty, we'll have control of our borders, we'll have control of our money. It's the best for everyone. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Remember to subscribe, please do that. Remember to thumbs up if you can. And I'll see you on my next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.